Hey, what's going on, guys? Gran Turismo 7 has just received a new update, and this one is a really interesting mix of content because it brings in some of the most important modern endurance racing machines in the world, adds new events built around them, introduces a seasonal progression feature, and throws in a handful of quality of life changes that players have been asking for. The biggest talking point right away has to be the new cars. Polyphony Digital has added 5 vehicles this time around, and 4 of them are current-era prototype race cars that have been competing at the very highest level of endurance racing. The BMW M Hybrid V8 25 joins the roster and gives players another top-tier hybrid prototype to race with. If you've been following endurance racing over the last couple of years, this car has become one of BMW's most recognizable motorsport projects, and it's great to finally see it arrive in Gran Turismo 7. Alongside that, we also get the Ferrari 499P 23. This is probably going to be the star of the update for a lot of players. The 499P is one of the most significant Ferrari race cars in recent memory, and its inclusion feels like something many fans have wanted ever since Ferrari returned to top-class endurance competition. Then, there's the Peugeot 9X8 25. This car stands out immediately because of its unique design philosophy and appearance. It already looks different from almost everything else on the grid, so having another modern prototype with its own personality should make races feel even more varied. The Porsche 963/24 is here as well, and that's another huge addition. Porsche has such a rich history in endurance racing that adding the 963 feels like a natural fit for the game. A lot of players are probably going to spend plenty of time comparing it against the Ferrari, BMW, and Peugeot to see which one fits their driving style best. Rounding out the car list is the Porsche 911 Turbo SS safety car based on the 992 generation. It's obviously very different from the 4 prototype machines, but safety cars have always been a cool part of the Gran Turismo collection, and this one gives players another official support vehicle to add to the garage. What makes these additions even better is that the game now includes new events specifically designed to give these cars somewhere meaningful to race. The Gr.1 Prototype Series expands with new rounds at Watkins Glen Long Course, the legendary Le Mans 24 Hours Racing Circuit, and Sardinia Road Track A. The Le Mans event in particular feels like the perfect stage for these new machines. When people think about cars like the Ferrari 499P, Porsche 963, BMW M Hybrid V8, and Peugeot 9X8, Le Mans is naturally one of the first tracks that comes to mind. Being able to jump into those races immediately after buying the cars gives the update a much stronger sense of purpose. Outside of prototype racing, Fisherman's Ranch receives a new pickup truck race event, while Eiger Nordwand Reverse gets a European FR Challenge 550 event. It's nice seeing different areas of the game receive attention rather than focusing exclusively on one category. Speaking of Fisherman's Ranch, that track also receives a new circuit experience for the full-course reverse layout. If you're somebody who enjoys chasing goal times and learning every corner of a track, that's another activity to keep you busy beyond simply collecting the new vehicles. The Café gets a few additions too. Extra menu number 54, called Collection Hybrid Prototypes, has been added for players at collector level 64 and above. Considering the focus of this update, that menu fits perfectly with the new content. There are also fresh Café conversations available. By switching to the newly added prototype cars in your garage and visiting the Café, you'll unlock additional dialogue with Jeremy. These little interactions often add some extra context and background information about the cars, which many longtime Gran Turismo fans enjoy. One of the more interesting additions is the new seasonal menu feature. Players who have completed menu book number 39 and reached the ending can now take part in seasonal collections, gathering different cars throughout each season to earn additional rewards. It gives players another ongoing objective and another reason to keep checking back regularly. GT Auto gets some attention as well. New engine swaps are now available for several vehicles once you reach collector level 50. The Audi TT Coupe 3.2 Quattro 03, Audi TTS Coupe 09, Renault Espace F1 95, Suzuki V6 Escudo Pikes Peak Special 98, and Toyota RAV4 Adventure 20 can now receive engine swap options. The Renault Espace F1 and Escudo are probably going to generate the most curiosity. Those are exactly the kinds of cars that tend to create some entertaining builds once the community starts experimenting. For players who spend time taking photos, Scapes has added Pikes Peak as a featured curation. Considering the legendary status of that location in motorsport culture, it's easy to imagine people creating some fantastic photo sets there. Sport mode also gets an update with a refreshed race opening movie. It isn't a gameplay change, but it's one of those details that keeps the presentation feeling current. There are also a few practical improvements worth mentioning. Drift Trial now displays retry and exit buttons after completing a run, which should make repeating attempts much more convenient. The Power Pack system has been improved too, with the race shop now accessible from the quick menu before practice, qualifying, and races when using a garage car. Detailed settings can also be accessed from the pit stop menu during practice sessions, making tuning adjustments easier without backing out through multiple screens. On top of all that, various localization issues have been corrected, and several additional fixes have been implemented behind the scenes to improve overall stability and polish. Overall, this update feels heavily focused on modern endurance racing, and that's what makes it stand out. The addition of 4 major hybrid prototype race cars instantly strengthens the Gr.1 category. The new events give those cars a place to shine, and the seasonal progression system adds another layer of long-term engagement. Whether you're interested in cooking, racing, tuning, taking photos, or chasing lap times, there's a little bit of something here for every type of Gran Turismo player.